about what can increase pulmonary artery pressure. What kind of heart failure? Cor pulmonale. Good. What else can? Not heart failure. General hypertension, yes, but specifically for pulmonary artery pressure, you're also looking at interstitial lung disease as well, right? Severe lung disease. What does PAP stand for?
Pulmonary artery pressure.
Good. How do you treat it? I know. I don't know. Flow one. He knows I know. I don't know.
This is why I'm sitting here.
This is
Right, bigger.
please.
Bigger?
Stop it.
I can't. So you're treated with Flolan and nitric, otherwise INO.
And
What-
prostacyclines and all those other things we talked about.
If you ever are writing INO for something and you're handing it to somebody, make sure the first I is lowercase, because otherwise you're writing iodine nitric oxide, which doesn't make any sense. So don't do that. Lowercase I for inhale. Okay? Just like lowercase I for fraction of inspired oxygen. So the maximum we can go with an INO is going to be 20 ppm. What is ppm?
Parts per million.
Parts per million. Good.
Wow.
Presumably, if we have a maximum parts per million, what goes through the roof when we increase it? Incidences of what? What hazard? What complication? Think about your INOs. Nitric, nitrogen, methemoglobin. Methemoglobin, right? All nitrogen and nitrogen-based products have a risk of methemoglobin when administered. You will see babies on INO. You will see adults in INO, kids in INO. So, if you're having to increase their INO to cure their or treat their pulmonary hypertension, what do you think you want to be checking constantly? Their levels of methemoglobin, right? This could go sour at any minute. And once it does, you have to take action. Because just really, it's not a good thing, right? What kind of hypoxia is that? Histotoxic. Okay, there's also one other thing that the Swan Scans does. I always say Swans, I know there's no Z or S there. I don't know why. Swan Scans, there we go. It measures PCWP. What is that? Oh, I wasn't actually expecting an answer, but very good.
They did a thing yesterday
wasn't here.
Other than this, rocket.
Pulmonary capillary wedge pressure. It's also called what? I give you that abbreviation, PAOP. Pulmonary artery occluding pressure. Now, given that name, what do you think we have to do? Yes. That balloon has to do something, right? I, for some reason, don't have the units written down. I think it's millimeters of mercury. But the normal is just like your CVP. Greater or equal to 18 indicates CHF. Let me write that somewhere else. And generally, the higher that number, the worse their CHF is. So, on your NBRC exam, you see a bunch of numbers. You see a CVP of 18. You see a PCWP of 25. This person's got a problem with what? CHF and too much blood pressure, right? They're gonna need to do what? Lasix. Aggressive fluid management, right? And when the nurse says, he can't breathe, can you give him a treatment? No, don't give it.
Treatment.
Don't need a treatment. You're gonna do what? You're gonna give him more fluid? Bad idea. All right, that's all I have on hemodynamics. Do you have anything to add?
So, besides for basics, what else does the patient need?
IP.
Bingo. Can we write Lasix and inotropic agents?
Ooh, there you go.
Inotropics increase the contractility of the heart.
When it goes up there, you don't have to say it. When it comes up
Hey
there,
guys,
you don't have to say it.
this is all over your test next term when you want to pass and graduate, and then really pass the test for real. So quit laughing, not funny. Jeez, I'm telling you, this comes up over and over and over again. So please pay attention.
This is honestly the stuff I had to study the most.
It is the stuff people have to study the most because they get overwhelmed with hemodynamics.
Everything else is like second
We're trying to
nature.
make it very simple.
This is the stuff you need to remember. Because it's a lot of points on both your exams. And it's, as long as you remember the ranges, you'll be okay. Question?
Was the 4 to 12 the PALP then?
PALP and PCWP are the same.
Okay, so they're interchangeable.
It's 4 to 12 is their normal range. So when it's greater than 18, it means they're in CHF and they need basics and inotropic agents and oxygen and beat. I mean, those are given. So when I look at hemodynamic values, you guys, I always look at the wedge pressure first. Always look at the wedge pressure first. If it's greater than 18, that's what you need to do. Might not be the very first thing, but you might be giving them oxygen. And then next thing you're giving them Lasix and inotropic agents. If it's less than 18, it's not CHF. David.
Are they gonna make us responsible when we test for dosage for those medications, like if they use like something like doping or something like that?
No. You don't have to know the dosage. You just need to know what they need.
It'll just be the options again, minister, IV, whatever.
So always look at the wedge pressure first. Don't make the hemodynamic values harder than they have to be. We didn't actually give you guys hemodynamic values for PVR and SVR because you don't need to know them. So the actual numbers, they will be there, but you don't need them to know what's wrong with your patient. So if all, it's like your CVP and your PAP and your wedge pressure, if they're all low, what does your patient need? Fluids. If they're all high, They need Lasix. Specifically the wedge pressure, they need Lasix and inotropic agents. You'll very commonly see the very low values in a burn patient. They're very low in fluid because of their burns. Somebody came in and we pumped them full of fluid, and it's 2 days later and you've like given 5,000 mLs of fluid and they hardly have any output. It's because we have overfluided them. Overfluided. And now we need to get rid of some of the fluid. So you really need to look at them like that. Don't go, oh my God, I don't know what the PVR is. It doesn't matter. What you'll need to know is this kind of information and how to look at it from that way. Does that make sense? Okay. All right. So are there any other questions? All right. So take 10 minutes